with the Tory Lanez case, if I remember correctly, the witness that Tory Lanez brought up did, I believe, more damage to Tory Lanez. Did they flip the witness?
Yeah, Sean Kelly. And I remember in the beginning, like the way they talked about that in the opening statement, I was like, I wonder if this guy's actually going to like play out to be the witness that they did. But yeah, it was all about, he saw two women fighting, and I can't remember if Tory's lawyer said straight up that, oh, he saw Kelsey fire shots. But I mean, it did seem to be going Tory's way in the very beginning, but then his testimony just kind of turned, and as he was questioned more and more, he's identifying Lanez as the shooter. So he did seem to say that two girls fighting. He was pretty unequivocal about that. But then he also identified Lanez, and one important thing of it was the stuff about dance bitch, because even in Kelsey's DA's interview, she is corroborating everything Megan says about the shooting and what Tory did, but she says that he didn't say dance bitch. When they ask her if anyone says that, she says no. But then with Sean Kelly's testimony, he says that, he saw a woman on the ground, and that the young short guy was the last to get out of the car, and like all these muzzle shots were coming from him, and that he was unleashing a torrent of abuse. So I'm like, he didn't hear exactly what he said from up in the window, but the torrent of abuse line, I'm like, doesn't that kind of corroborate what Megan was saying about dance bitch? And it could just be, it's not that Kelsey did hear dance bitch and she just lied to the prosecutors and said no. It's just she honestly did not hear that because there was so much going on at the time. But it just seems like, I don't know, especially over the last couple of months, I've been like, I think that case is pretty much over. I mean, I'm still going to cover his appeal and everything, but it's just like all the dialogue online is so toxic, and like the people who have these vested interests in it, and like all the drama and gossip between them, it just seems like really, really hurtful. And there's just isn't much for me to add anymore. I just kind of want to move on, but I'm definitely still tracking the appeal and everything.
Yeah, no, you did your job on it. Like you said, once the information is we've reached a point where we're regurgitating it, or it's nothing new, it's nothing to add. You're in the right mindset, in my opinion, to be like, yo, I think it's time to move on. Now, I will say the idea that a video doesn't exist, it is kind of interesting. Because we're in that area, someone has a Ring doorbell camera. There has to be surveillance. These rich people. That's interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, because we had audio. Somebody's video camera caught the audio of it, and then we had the 911 calls. But yeah, there hasn't been. But it seems like if Tory Lanez's camp really had a video that showed that he wasn't the shooter, I mean, good Lord, you'd think they would have actually released it by now, instead of some
so
tweet.
Yeah.
It's just 555 that claims there is.
Yes. And so what they're saying is that there's supposed to be some anonymous person. And of course, I know better than that, because they'll pay top dollar for that video at this point. Like they will.
I mean, and then the idea that like, if somebody sent that to me, I wouldn't just be all over it. It's just like, I would not be this. I mean, his lawyers would be the one to be like, hey, we've got this video here that proves that this person who's in prison doesn't need to be there. I mean, the appellate court would pay attention to something like that. It's just what they've got right now is, hey, some guy who didn't testify in trial and clearly could have says that he didn't see who shot the gun. It's like, oh, okay, I don't think this is enough to get out of prison.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough either.
Thanks for watching this clip from It's Up There podcast. To see the rest of the interview, click one of the boxes on the screen. Also, join Discord and Patreon to be in our community.